But in the background of the shots are maps, contracts, all kinds of documents chronicling
Wait, what is this?
Baravia's agreement to cede half of the country to Lex Luthor once the invasion is complete.
He wants to make himself king.
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 Oh, is this a movie? I didn't watch this one. The
But
Superman one?
in the background of
Why
the
is there so many sexy girl pics?
shots are maps, contracts, all
that
kinds of documents
photoshopped in, or is that
Baravia's agreement to cede half of the country to Lex Luthor once the invasion is complete.
He wants to make himself
part of the
king.
plot?
King.
Okay, hold on. I keep seeing this like really it almost looks like a fan movie thing. Was this a real movie? Or is this like a fever dream? What? There's this movie where it's like supposed to be like The Flash? Is this a real movie? Did this actually happen? Or is this a TV show? It's a real movie? What? How does it end? Did they like go back in time to undo all the horrible... It's just... Before finding your content, I used things like the healthcare CEO killing were based and cool. You de-radicalized me on that. People still claim you're inciting violence among your viewers. Anyways, fuck you, dude. Wow, thanks, buddy. We're all about not being murderers here. Have you seen the babies scene? The Flash babies scene. Have I? No, I don't think so. He saves the babies. The fuck? I'm sorry. Loser fans will watch this shit and say cape shit. Like they can't recognize and appreciate Kino cinema when they see it. Just, you know, if David Lynch was born today, he would be in. Why do I know this actor? What's he in? This is a famous actor guy.
Proud. And a lot of mothers very happy. Oh!
What am I thinking of? Jeremy Irons. What's the movie I'm thinking of? Oh, the Margin Call movie. You're right. That's the one. He plays in all the performances in that movie. Sorry, last one. What is this?
Run.
This is supposed to be funny. What do you mean? Okay. You don't get to act as Judge Judy and executioner. Based. Who's the actor of The Flash? Is he some crazy person? I don't know. Is it Ezra something? I feel like I heard a whole bunch of crazy stuff about this guy like abducted somebody and disappeared and came back, and I have no idea. Oh, Ezra Miller? Yeah, I don't know what the fuck happened with all of that shit. Chicago's top cop refutes claims his officers didn't respond to calls for service from federal agents. Chicago Police Superintendent Larry Snelling rejected claims his officers failed to respond to a pair of incidents involving federal agents in the city over the weekend, saying more than 24 officers were affected by chemical gas deployed by the agents. Snelling on Monday refuted statements that his officers were told not to respond to calls for service Saturday, one of which allegedly involved a federal agent shooting a woman, and a second that involved vehicles allegedly attempting to box in federal vehicles. Is there any footage for this 10-car box-in? There must be like some footage of this if really happened, right? Those who will tell you that our officers weren't there say that the 27 officers who were affected by the chemical agents that were deployed by federal agents, he said in a press conference. New Game of Thrones spin-off. Oh, God. Did you see the video where the sheriff for the Tennessee explosion says we have to rip the Band-Aid off eventually before alluding that the victims were vaporized and no remains can be found? Wait, what? That's not funny, sorry. Watch the trailer, it's super good. Oh, God. In a press statement, the Department of Homeland Security claimed Border Patrol law enforcement officers were ambushed Saturday after a man and woman allegedly rammed their vehicles into the agents' vehicles ahead of the shooting. In that statement, DHS claimed that Governor J.B. Pritzker's refusal to allow local police to help secure the scene. DHS Security Christy Nome, the Blitz Special Operations Team said, well, why? They're not going to waste resources to help you do your job. It's not their job. They shouldn't be. I wouldn't want to pay for it. Those are my federal taxes. Figure your shit out. If I'm paying state taxes or whatever local taxes I'm paying, then that should go to my police officers doing police officer shit. Not helping you with your fucking immigration homework. Fuck you. You guys just got a massive fucking payout from the federal government to do this shit. That's a lot different than responding to a call where somebody, you know, like is in danger or whatever. Yeah, where are all those hundreds of billions of dollars going towards? According to Snelling at 10:32 a.m. Saturday, the CPD received a call of a person shot at 39th and Kedzie, and 4 minutes later, Chicago officers responded to the scene and located a woman on the scene, later identified as Miramar Martinez, who reported she had been shot by federal agents. She survived and was taken to a hospital for treatment. She now faces federal charges. At 11:06, CPD officers arrived at the hospital with Martinez, and at 11:25 a.m., CPD units were holding down the scene where her vehicle was located. What, to make sure the car didn't roll away? What does that mean? The second incident occurred later at 12:12, Snelling said, when a different vehicle allegedly rammed federal agents off the road in the 3200 block of West 35th Street, causing a crash before they fled the scene. They arrived on that scene to take reports and document everything that happened, adding that there are no reported injuries. Okay, so these guys are contesting that they weren't responding to calls, but all right.
I was squire to Sir Arlen of Pennytree since I was a boy.
A tale 100 years before Game of Thrones. When did that House of the Dragon shit happen? How many years?
Stable boy, my lord.
Not clever enough.
You're not clever enough to be a stable boy? Game of Thrones universe. Seems like just a random story now. I guess it'll tie in. Oh, because then you can have member berries where like, oh, they named a name that I know. Sorry, no. Okay. Like this movie or this mini-series will end and it'll be like, oh, there was this beautiful baby boy. Oh, who's his name? Oh, that's Robert. They call him Bobby B. Wow, what a big baby. And you'll be like, oh, I know it. If my neighbors could ever hear me.
You 100% did this?
This poor dog. Every time I see her in her fucking open air prison in the back, we need a 10-point Kaya rescue plan.
It's really sad because even streamers I thought you were friends with are saying you 100% did this. Who? Moist Critical? Is that who you're talking about? With the exception of him, I don't think any streamers are either legitimately fucking terrified. Streamers are either legitimately terrified of saying something or like
Lil bro, who's terrified of saying something defending you? He's such an imagined victim. I will never forgive, God, I'll never forgive Pisco or all the people that gave any credence to his stupid fucking TSA story. This guy is the biggest victim. He's just literally MAGA incarnate. These guys are the same. This is like it really is like fucking pre-World War II Germany or whatever. The Red-Brown Alliance and all this shit. These losers just teaming up to shit on the libs constantly. He's so cringe with how much he victimizes himself. Like, man the fuck up and have like a position and have a spine and do some shit without constantly crying about everybody coming at you. Especially when you're doing the most unhinged shit in the world.
Terrified. Streamers are either legitimately terrified of saying something or like all of the people that have been around, all the people that have been around me are like, or have been around Kaya and myself are looking at this being like, this is the most insane thing of all time. They keep fucking texting me and being like, Dean So Cool did today. Wait, what did he say? I mean, whatever. It doesn't matter. It is what it is. It's also crazy knowing how much fundraising and charity you've done for local animal shelters. I know.
What does that matter? Like I like how, by the way, remember I said that before. The reason why people love fundraisers is because it's like a quantifiable clout number, and you can just hide behind, and it's funny too because they'll say like you hide behind your canvassing efforts. I mean, like, I will bring up my canvassing efforts because I think it demonstrates a commitment that I have to a particular political cause. Of course, what do you mean? Of course, I'm going to bring this up as a positive. I think it's important. I think everybody should do it. And then on their side, we did a dono drive. Like, also, I like how.
It's also crazy knowing how much fundraising and charity you've done for local animal shelters.
Fundraising and charity you've done for local. That's not your money, little bro. You, the multi-millionaire, the deci-millionaire, are getting your audience members to donate. Like, what? Like, bro.
I know. It's really sad because even streamers I thought you were friends with are saying you.
No.
iDubbbz defends Hasanabi in Collargate. Yeah, this is the least surprising thing I've ever seen in my entire life.
No, it wasn't confirmed Hill Kid. It was confirmed that it was a fucking vibration collar.
It wasn't confirmed.
The dog had a vibration collar. Not even that he used it. That's just what the dog has.
Also, it doesn't matter if it was a shock collar or a vibration collar, or even if he had no collar. It's the fact that Hassan is issuing punishment, corrections to his dog for daring to move out of frame.
That's just what the dog has.
But it is a shock collar as well.
Oh, thank you so much, Known Risk. Known Risk says, sometimes I worry about being online too much, but looking at all of this shit and realizing I never felt the need to have a parasocial online nemesis tells me I'm probably okay. Thanks for acting like a normal dude, Ian. Known Risk, it's fucking hard. I'm trying, but again, by engaging in it, you are automatically not being a very normal person. No, it wasn't confirmed.
You did like a whole ass video on this, right? A whole content cop on this.
Horror situation.
How did the liking guy you used to work with get to the point where you ended up simping for these guys like Hassan? Once you're on like the tanky team, you have to defend everything. It's just I'm not just saying this to be mean. It is like the MAGA equivalent. Like it's a MAGA mirror movement. It's the same playbook. It's the same response essentially to every single bad event. It's the same rewriting of reality. It's everything is the exact same.
I like that. But it looks like more and more people disappear and you start managing more and more tasks. Game progresses, ramping up the craziness from the host, and more crew members disappear in more unsettling ways. Yeah, I don't know what the ending would be. I think the ending would be important, and you'd want to shock people with the ending. I think I might be giving too much info for what this game is, but I think the ending should basically be at some point you take over for the you want to be the host. Oh, that's kind of cool.
Talking about the H3H3 podcast, we have to kill an evil podcast show host and take his place as the new host. Based. Body cam video sparks questions about ICE shooting in Chicago.
After 1-800 used to dial 411 pain.
Here's a restaurant quick one.
Dial it up, quick, don't wait. If you in the accident, I name a number, it's still the same. Call 1-800-411 pain.
We're getting more details about a controversial incident involving ICE agents, 2 civilians, and what Homeland Security says was obstruction. But new information and inconsistencies are making people question the government's version of what happened.
Court records reveal Border Patrol agents on the scene were all equipped with body-worn cameras on October 4th. When this shooting took place, only 3 cameras were actually activated.
Female call station been shot in the arm and legs, and the ICE agent shot her.
I'm talking to the agents over here. That individual was the lone driver of that vehicle and was part of a caravan that were trying to interrupt ICE operations at the time of the shooting. She's potentially going to be an offender at this point. Let's make sure we keep an officer with her.
Now we're learning Miramar Martinez was following ICE agents in Brighton Park, not Broadview, as Homeland Security claimed. She was allegedly alerting residents to ICE patrols in the area, and behind her was Anthony Ian Santos Ruiz. He followed in a separate SUV. Federal officials said in tweets and in their narrative to the media that agents were, quote, boxed in by 10 cars, and that one driver who rammed them was armed with a semi-automatic weapon. But witnesses say agents were not boxed in, and police scanner audio confirms Martinez's gun stayed in her purse. She's a U.S. citizen with a valid concealed carry license and wasn't charged for having the weapon. Photos show Martinez's dark-colored SUV hit on the passenger side. Ruiz's black SUV was damaged in front and only minor damage to a silver federal vehicle. Martinez was shot 5 times. The Chicago Sun-Times reports that her lawyer said in court the body
shot 5 times. Wait.
Footage
Where is this?
Just before weapon.
Hold on.
And wasn't charged, boxed in by 10 cars.
Where is the boxed in by 10 cars? Where?
Cars. And that one driver who rammed them was armed with a semi-automatic weapon. But witnesses say agents were not boxed in. And police scanner audio confirms Martinez's gun stayed in her purse. She's a U.S. citizen with a valid concealed carry license and wasn't charged for having the weapon.
Wait.
Alerting residents
Hold on.
to ICE patrols in the area, and behind her was Anthony Ian Santos Ruiz.
Wait. What was that language?
Followed in a separate SUV.
One of the drivers who rammed the law enforcement vehicle was armed with a semi-automatic weapon. That means a pistol. She had a pistol, okay? She had a fucking P365 or a Smith & Wesson Shield or a Glock 19. She had a small handgun in her purse. I love that they're doing the Democrat. This is what Democrats do when they're trying to fearmonger about guns. There was a semi-automatic black murder rifle, the AR, the baby killer 50, semi-automatic. It was a fucking pistol. A pistol's not a semi-automatic weapon. Of course it is. You pull the trigger and it fires.
Federal officials said in tweets and in their narrative to the media that agents were, quote, boxed in by 10 cars, and that one driver who rammed them was armed with a semi-automatic weapon. But witnesses say agents were not boxed in, and police scanner audio confirms Martinez's gun stayed in her purse. She's a U.S. citizen with a valid concealed carry license and wasn't charged for having the weapon. Photos show Martinez's dark-colored SUV hit on the passenger side. Ruiz's black SUV was damaged in front and only minor damage to a silver federal vehicle. Martinez was shot 5 times. The Chicago Sun-Times reports that her lawyer said in court the body...
What does the AR stand for? I don't remember. Isn't it Armalite rifles or something?
Cam footage shows just before the shooting, an agent was seen holding an assault rifle and saying, quote, do something, B-word. The case raises serious questions about the government's narrative.
The weapon is still in the purse. The vehicle does have what appears to be first damage on the passenger side, as if it was side struck. What appears to be first damage on the passenger side, as if it was side struck with another vehicle.
A spokesperson for DHS Secretary Kristi Noem called the incident part of a broader pattern of violence against immigration agents.
Wait, so 10 boxed in by 10 cars. Do you think that like they were just like on a street where there were cars parked on the side and they got hit in the back and they were like, we're boxed in. Shoot all the cars. Portland Frog now is back up. Meet the Portland Frog Brigade. Oh no.
Hi, We're outside the ice facility in the evening on whatever the day
There's a video of the actual thing? Wait, can somebody link it?
is, October. Can you guys let me know what you're here, why you're dressed as frogs?
Jesus Christ.
The frog has become a symbol of what's going on down here. And so we decided to come support our friend Toad, who's been out here. You probably saw him on the news. And he's a friend from another pond. And so we decided to come down here and show our support for the insane government overreach that's going on in this place. And the fact that it's all in Portland, an explosive, fire-ridden sort of, warland, which is not, because we're here.
Oh, no, never mind. I was going to say it's the most fucking libbed out thing ever that they're wearing their COVID masks inside their frog uniforms. But maybe they're just wearing it so they can't be, like, ID'd as protesters, maybe?
Ridden sort of, warland, which is not, because we're here.
Okay, and what's specific about the frog? Is it because of the one
There's no footage of the 10-car box in, but there's this footage of the ramming.
guy who'd been in that costume before? Was there any other symbolism to it?
That's the reason, It's an iconic symbol. This is all over the internet now, so it only made sense that more frogs joined in this fight.
Okay.
A couple of unicorns, a polar bear, and an axolotl, a raccoon, and several more characters. Axolotl? What the fuck is that? Why would the person writing captions supposed to even know what that is? Like a salamander.
And the same day, 2 Chicagoans were charged after allegedly using their vehicles to ram into federal vehicles. The Department of Homeland Security says there was another alleged vehicle ramming incident just blocks away, and that one was caught on video.
Uh-oh.
Tonight, the Department of Homeland Security says there were 2 separate alleged incidents of drivers using their vehicles to ram into other vehicles with federal agents. According to a federal criminal complaint, vehicles with federal agents.
Jesus.
According to a federal criminal complaint, Marimar Martinez and Anthony Ian Santos Ruiz used multiple vehicles to strike a vehicle driven by federal agents in Brighton Park yesterday. Prosecutors say Martinez and Ruiz used their vehicles to box in the agent's car. Court documents say an agent, unable to move his vehicle, got out and fired about 5 shots at Martinez. DHS says yesterday Martinez allegedly attempted to run over agents and was armed with a semi-automatic weapon. Martinez drove off, but paramedics found her at a repair shop about a mile away from the scene. An ambulance took her to the hospital where her gunshot wounds were treated. Ruiz also drove away, but prosecutors say police found him and his vehicle at a gas station about a half a block away. This video, captured by a witness shared with ABC News, was taken at Kedzie and West 40th Street. We slow it down to show a uniformed officer pointing a gun. Ruiz's SUV is also seen at the gas station. Court documents say it's the same gas station where agents later detained him. Prosecutors say the 2 were allegedly part of a convoy that followed agents after a CBP operation.
Convoy.
And tonight we're learning about an apparent second incident involving a driver allegedly ramming a federal vehicle. This video captured from about 6 blocks north. Here you see the driver of a black SUV ram into the back of a white pickup truck with flashing blue lights. It's not clear who is driving the SUV. The SUV chases the pickup down Kedzie towards the direction of protesters. A second black SUV slams into the first one, and what appear to be uniformed officers jump out. That video has been widely viewed with the claim it showed the original attack on federal agents, but DHS says it's from another, what they called, quote, vehicle assault.
And traffic control, but they say federal agencies are leading the investigation. CPD also says they responded to 2 hit-and-run calls involving federal agencies later yesterday afternoon. The department released a statement saying,
Damn. A man is being held on $2 million bond because he posted these memes in a Charlie Kirk Facebook group. They say the last one was a threat of mass violence. Larry Bushart. Tony, Charlie Kirk died. Who gives a shit? They need to release the Epstein files. Change my mind. We have to get over Donald Trump on the Perry High School mass shooting one day after. Oh, wait. Accused of threatening a school shooting. Larry Bushart, a 61-year-old former police officer, posted the offending meme last month in response to a Facebook post about an upcoming vigil for Kirk. Bushart shared an image of President Donald Trump with a quote, "We have to get over it," which Trump said in January 2024 after shooting at Iowa's Perry High School. Text added to the image said, "This seems relevant today." That's what they're charging him with. I like how quoting the president isn't enough to get you charged with a crime. Bushart was arrested the following morning on a charge of threats of mass violence on school property and activities, a Class E felony, punishable by between 1 and 6 years in prison and up to $3,000. This is a local, so this was a state level Perry County Sheriff's Office. What is the state? Oh, in Tennessee. Jesus. Pedophile, Lost Prophet singer Ian Watkins dies in prison attack. Oh shit. Was this guy like a pedophile or like a fucked a 17-year-old fan, 16-year-old fan pedophile? Confirmed, the disgraced rock star was serving a 29-year sentence at HMP Wakefield for child sex offenses. It was with babies? Ugh. Including the attempted rape of a baby. Did the baby fight him off? What happened? Sorry, that's not appropriate. My bad, I'm just kidding. Jesus. Christ. Jesus.
Hey Don, it's Jeffrey Epstein calling from jail again. Sorry I missed you. You're probably busy being the president. Look, I just wanted to remind you that we're best friends, and tomorrow I'm going to tell the whole world that you're a pedophile just like me. Unless, of course, something bad happens to me tonight.
Oh no.
But I'll probably be fine.
Breaking news tonight regarding Jeffrey Epstein.
The embattled financier, once alive, now dead.
The story of Jeffrey Epstein is so unbelievable, it's almost hard to believe.
I don't understand it.
Who was Jeffrey Epstein?
How could he get away with this? What did he even do? Know what I'm saying?
Is he really dead?
Was he ever even alive to begin with?
What did he do? Where did he live?
Was Jeffrey his first name or was Epstein his last name?
How deep does this go? Who is Jeffrey Epstein?
Who is Jeffrey Epstein?
Who is Jeffrey Epstein?
I don't know.
Jeffrey Epstein is in custody tonight.
I never had the privilege of going to his island.
Some are now saying Epstein might be a pedophile.
Could this be the end of Jeffrey Epstein?
This will be Jeffrey's last season with the Chicago Bulls.
How deep does this go?
You are receiving a call from
Jeffrey Epstein's assassin.
Epstein is in the white Bronco and driving to Pedophile Island.
Who's in these files?
People still have a lot of unanswered questions about Jeffrey Epstein. Like how, for so long, was a rich, powerful white man able to get away with something like this? But to truly understand Jeffrey Epstein, we have to go back to the beginning. Jeffrey Epstein was allegedly born to his alleged father and alleged mother in New York in 1953. Allegedly.
His family raised him to be a decent, upstanding pedophile, and for the most part, he had a pretty normal childhood.
He was bright, had lots of friends. He excelled in school, where he was surrounded by other underage kids. He really was just your typical all-American molester.
Everyone always assumed he would go on to grope somewhere like Harvard or Yale, but in college, things take a turn for the worse.
Oftentimes, when pedophiles advance beyond the age of adolescence, they struggle to adapt to the world around them and all of its societal norms. Jeffrey was no exception.
So Epstein never actually graduates college and instead takes a job at the deep state, working in the mailroom, serving the shadowy cabal that secretly controls the U.S. government.
I mean, this guy was doing things we would have never even dreamed of. Coordinating elaborate orgies, blackmailing heads of state, trafficking girls from all over the world. He was like a savant.
And while working at the deep state, Epstein catches the attention of some extremely powerful men who begin to let him into their inner circle.
Billionaires like Les Wexner, who was the CEO of Victoria's Secret, and Bill Gates, the CEO of Microsoft Secret.
Through all of this, Epstein somehow manages to surround himself with some of the wealthiest, most powerful people in the world.
And this really marks the moment when Jeffrey Epstein, the pedophile, becomes Jeffrey Epstein, the criminal. Before I began investigating Jeffrey Epstein at the Miami Herald, I was a beat writer for the Pedophile Island Tribune. At the time, Epstein was sort of known for throwing these lavish, expensive molesting parties. But when I started looking into it, I quickly discovered that I was the only person on the island who wasn't a sex slave. That's when I knew something was off.
Epstein was frequently flying clients out to his island, people like Prince Andrew, allegedly, Kevin Spacey, allegedly, Chris Tucker, Stephen Hawking, Bill Clinton, allegedly. But the only real proof we had was a big guest book on Epstein's jet everyone signed, rating the experience out of 5 and giving constructive feedback on the orgies. But that only proves so much.
For example, we didn't know who rode on Epstein's transcontinental pedophile railroad into his lodge in Sex Canyon, or aboard his pedophile cruise ship, the Hyman's Majesty, or on his impractical handjob handcar, or his private space shuttle, the Molester Galactic.
But behind all the zero-gravity, underage massages, there was something even more sinister going on within Epstein's inner circle.
Oh, it was a total boys' club. Just a complete sausage party. I knew Jeff back then, and he knew I loved molesting kids and that I wanted a seat on the Lolita Express more than anything. But he shut me out just because I was a woman.
Damn.
It was sexism, pure and simple. Disgusting.
By this point in the investigation, we had ascertained that Mr. Epstein's criminal organization worked much like a pyramid scheme. Epstein, of course, was at the top, luring in wealthy clients. At his right hand was Epstein's beloved cockatiel, Corky, who he never left home without, all the way down to Mr. Tyler Fitzsimmons, Epstein's personal noose dealer.
Epstein had built a well-oiled criminal machine, but it was starting to become too much for just one pedophile to handle all on his own.
And of course, behind every great male sex trafficker, there's an even greater female sex trafficker.
Enter Ghislaine Maxwell.
Ghislaine Maxwell first met Jeffrey Epstein after she responded to a classified ad seeking a gross pervert assistant. Immediately, she was hired.
What Epstein allegedly liked about Ghislaine were her connections. Her father was British billionaire Robert Maxwell, which in turn made Ghislaine rich and British too.
Oh, technically, Ghislaine Maxwell was a socialite, but she only came to New York in 1991, unlike my family, which arrived on the Mayflower.
It wasn't long after she was hired by Epstein that Ghislaine Maxwell decided to enlist in the elite pedophile corps.
At that point, a woman had never completed Epstein's training before. It was grueling. You had to be able to run 5 miles through the mud with a 90-pound girl on your back. They wanted to break you.
Nevertheless, she persisted. Not only did she complete the program, but she graduated at the top of her class. Ghislaine Maxwell was now officially a pedophile.
She sure showed those boys.
Ghislaine Maxwell, the alleged accomplice of sex trafficker Jeffrey Epstein, is behind bars.
Typical new money behavior. I wouldn't be caught dead at one of her ghost child sex parties.
Everyone assumes this is the end for Ghislaine Maxwell. Until.
Elaine Maxwell?
Ghislaine.
Ghislaine. I could have swore it was Elaine. And how long have you been in prison?
5 years.
5 years? Wow. Do you have TikTok in prison?
No.
Oh, you gotta see this.
Nothing beats it.
Oh, I love this shit. Huh? Oh, right, yeah. We need you to help us cover up some of Donald Trump's crimes.
What?
Wow. The question now is, why was Ghislaine Maxwell allegedly sent to prison in the first place? Did it have anything to do with who she knew? And is it possible that the Donald Trump mentioned on the DOJ tape
Donald Trump
is the same Donald Trump that knew Jeffrey Epstein?
A lot has been made about the relationship between Jeffrey Epstein and Donald Trump. But off the court, they were not friends.
Trump and Epstein friends? Nah. Their relationship was strictly basketball.
In the 90s, Jeffrey Epstein was basketball. I mean, he was more than basketball. He was a phenomenon.
Oh, yeah. I had a pair of Epsteins.
Everyone did.
He was changing the game, on and off the court.
Now, some people say he never would have won all those championships without Dershowitz. But they don't know what they're talking about.
He was unguardable.
But if there was one person who could maybe contain him, it was Donald Trump.
Donnie didn't necessarily have the offensive skill sets that Jeffrey had. But if you came into the paint on Trump, you felt it.
It's the summer of '92. Epstein and Trump both make the U.S. Olympic team. And these practices are intense.
Some of the best basketball ever played, period.
Now, Trump's team is beating up on Epstein's pretty good. And Trump yells out,
I guess this Epstein kid ain't so great after all.
Epstein goes off.
He's going behind the back. He's hitting threes. He's driving the lane. No one can stop him.
Epstein doesn't lose a game the rest of the day.
And after that, Magic Johnson turns to Larry Bird and he says, this is Jeffrey's league now.
All right, fast forward to '94, Eastern Conference semifinals. Epstein is in town to play Trump and the Knicks. Now, Epstein doesn't have a great game one, and they lose a nail-biter in overtime. Then, the night before game two, Trump and Epstein are at the same party, and Trump comes over to Jeffrey and says, looks like we got you figured out.
Looks like we got you
figured out.
Man, you shouldn't have said that.
Trump retires in '95, and the two never really speak after that. But a few years later, in '98, Epstein's last game in the Garden, he scores 48 points.
This is only halfway over? How long is this?
And who's in the crowd watching? Donald Trump.
Former NBA superstar, financier, and pedophile Jeffrey Epstein is in custody tonight.
In 2006, Jeffrey Epstein is arrested.
We had troves of evidence, videos, photographs, interviews. But there's one corroborating detail in all the victims' testimonies that was the most damning. Epstein's distinct corkscrew penis.
It was a corkscrew penis that got him.
Corkscrew penises first evolved in ducks, who are rightfully considered the best molesters in all the animal kingdom. Jeffrey was no exception.
The first day in court, Epstein gets onto the witness stand and immediately tries to hang himself.
And yet, despite being charged with multiple counts of unlawful sexual encounters with a minor, Jeffrey Epstein gets a sweetheart deal, pleading down to the far lesser charge of penis goofing, and is sentenced to just 1 year in juvenile detention. He's granted his own private underage sex room and can still leave to go to work as a doctor for the U.S. women's gymnastics team. It was a complete molestation of justice.
For the next 10 years, Epstein maintains a low profile and mostly molests philanthropically. But in 2019, he's arrested again.
New semen spatter evidence has landed Jeffrey Epstein back behind bars.
For years, we knew who put the semen on Jeffrey Epstein's walls, but we didn't know how. And semen spatter analysis was the missing piece.
We ejaculated on the walls. We ejaculated on the ceiling. And when the ejaculate finally settled, it always pointed to one man.
The judge immediately ordered Epstein to go back to jail and not kill himself.
But then, the unthinkable happens.
The official story is that while in prison, Epstein died peacefully in his noose.
Yeah, but that just never sat right with me.
No, I don't believe it.
You're telling me a pedophile in the prime of his life with decades of molesting still in front of him just suddenly decided to up and kill himself? I mean, come on.
I remember the night Jeff died like it was several years ago. That day, the guards came to my cell and told me I had to leave, but not to worry because Jeff would be busy killing himself, which I always thought was really strange because that's against prison rules, and Jeff loved following the rules.
In all my years of being a federal prosecutor, I've never seen a more botched government-sanctioned assassination.
Nothing about the autopsy added up.
There were clear signs of a struggle on his neck, wrists, and penis, and the presidential seal had been branded on his chest. Plus, several times during the autopsy, Jeffrey sat up, said he didn't kill himself, and asked if there was anyone around underage who could give him a massage.
If Jeffrey Epstein's corpse admitted that he didn't kill himself, then the question remains, who did?
Who
At
did?
6:30 a.m., guards at the Metropolitan Correctional Center find Jeffrey Epstein dead.
But just 2 minutes earlier, the elite squad of men in charge of killing inmates, known as the Murder Patrol, are unaccounted for.
Then there's the fact that Jeffrey Epstein didn't die that night and actually died over 20 years ago in a fiery car accident.
And finally, there's the missing minutes. When authorities go to review the video footage from Epstein's cell, they find that over 34,689,652 minutes of his life are missing.
There's no footage of his birth, no trace of his childhood in Brooklyn.
All they captured was Epstein being graphically murdered for 1 minute and 3 seconds.
Even to this day, the Trump administration refuses to release the Epstein files. But could it be because Donald Trump himself was implicated?
We know that in 2019, Trump signed an executive order to murder Jeffrey Epstein. Then he signs a second executive order to make the murder look like a suicide.
Could Trump orchestrating Jeffrey Epstein's murder have something to do with Jeffrey Epstein's death? We may never know.
There's still so much we don't know about the night Epstein died, and some things we may never know. But there is one thing we know for certain.
The night Jeffrey Epstein died, his soul departed from his mortal flesh and ascended into heaven, where he met God the Father Almighty and his Son, our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ.
When Epstein went to heaven and stared directly into the face of God, it was the most beautiful thing he'd ever seen.
And a lot of people thought maybe things will be different now. Maybe he's changed.
After Epstein dies, he doesn't even do 1 week in purgatory. Then, poof, he's in heaven talking to God.
Does that sound normal to you?
Well,
The story of Jeffrey Epstein is so outlandish that it's easy to see why it lends itself so well to conspiracy theories. But ideas like he was able to get away with these horrific things for so long because he was rich and powerful, and his friends were rich and powerful, and that's how this country treats the rich and powerful, simply have no basis in reality.
No, that's not true. No truth to that. No.
And outlandish conspiracies like that really only exist to distract from the truth, which is the fact that Jeffrey Epstein was a pretty cool guy.
Oh yeah, he was incredible. Had bedroom eyes. The ladies know what I'm talking about.
He had money, he had mansions, he got laid.
Big house.
He had a plane, probably 2 planes.
Oh yeah, I was on his plane. It was sweet.
He had his own freaking sex island. He was awesome.
I would have gone in a heartbeat.
Say what you want about him, but this guy had spunk. He had charisma.
And I think that if
Jeffrey Epstein were alive today, I think he'd be pretty happy with how it all turned out.
Why did I waste my time watching this? In 2025, the Trump administration cleared the Trump administration of any and all wrongdoing by the Trump administration pertaining to the life and death of Jeffrey Epstein. They only made one mistake. Okay. Jesus. Did Destiny go over his lawyer's response yet? Not yet. I want a minute.
To me, a real man.
Julia Fox interrupted and shut down Marlon Wayans during interview after he said, "The youth need to know what real men are." She claimed the term "real man" is used to excuse bad behavior and stated she's now celibate because of men. What? Hold on.
The youth needs to hear what real men are. I think there's there's masculinity.
But what are real men?
Right. To me, a real man is a responsible man.
Because every time a man does some fuck shit, they'll be like, "That's not a real man," and it's like, looks like a man to me.
I think a real man is in touch with his feminine
looks like a duck
side,
and it walks like a duck.
I mean?
Yeah.
I think a real man is knows how to unstrap from his ego.
I don't know. I think the real man thing is just a thing like that people invented to like excuse bad behavior. You know.
Yeah,
like all men are real men.
Said like a real man.
Period.
Yeah,
Say it how it is.
I think,
I don't know if celibate is like the right word because I think that has a lot of like religious meaning.
I mean, like, she's not wrong, but it sounds like the guy next to her was not talking about that. So, I mean, like, I feel like it was kind of weird to cut him off, but I don't know the background or history between either of these people. Maybe this guy's like a serial fucking woman abuser, so I don't know.
Say how it is.
I think,
I don't know if celibate is like the right word because I think that has a lot of like religious meaning. I just can't find anyone that I want to That's really what's happening right now. And it's a big problem.
They made a horrible movie together. What was the movie?
And I think a lot of women feel that way. So I think just men need to just be more f***able.
The youth needs to hear.
Kim. Is that like her, but the guy AI version? Okay, I don't know. Yeah, I've seen this. Qatar is building an Air Force facility in Idaho. I don't know why. I don't know what the point of this is. I do know that if the Democrats did it, there'd be an actual fucking civil war in the United States, but... Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth announced on Friday that the U.S. will allow Qatar to build an Air Force facility at Mountain Home Air Force Base in Idaho, which will host Qatari F-15 fighter jets and pilots who will train alongside U.S. troops. The location will host a contingent of Qatari F-15s and pilots to enhance our combined training, increase the lethality, interoperability, Hegseth said during a meeting with his Qatari counterpart, Saud bin Abdulrahman Al Thani at the Pentagon. Just another example of our partnership, and I hope you know, Your Excellency, that you can count on us. I feel like we just signed like a NATO deal with these guys. It's super weird. Laura Loomer's pinned tweet about this. The announcement of the deal comes just weeks after Trump signed an executive order for the U.S. to guarantee the security of Qatar, a significant commitment to a non-NATO Arab ally. Israel had bombed Qatar several days earlier as part of an operation against Hamas officials living in Doha. But sources told CNN that the plan to build the Qatari facility has been in the works for several years, dating back to the previous administration. Okay. Could you say several years would be in the Biden admin? Like, I feel like several needs to be at least like 6. That's my feeling on that, right? 5 is stretching it to the absolute limit. People, retards in chat are saying 3. There is never in the history of all of mankind says, oh, there were several people over at the protest yesterday, and there are 3. That's a few, okay? A few is like 3 to 4 to 5, 3, 4, 5. I feel like several is like, I feel like 5 is cutting it. 5 is cutting it hardcore.
Nation of Qatar, unfortunately, has historically been a...
Never thought I'd see Republicans give terror financing Muslims from Qatar a military base in U.S. soil so they can murder Americans. Bro, what the fuck? I don't think I'll be voting in 2026. Thanks, Laura.
Funder of terrorism at a very high level. And in the wake of that conference, nations came together and spoke to me about confronting Qatar over its behavior. So we had a decision to make. Do we take the easy road or do we finally take...
Okay. Everyone is 12 now. Working on a new unified theory of American reality. I'm calling Everyone is 12 now. I'm strong and I want to have like 50 kids and a farm. Of course you do, you're 12. I don't want to eat vegetables. I think steak and french fries is the only meal. Hell yeah, homie, you're 12. Maybe if there's crime, we should just send the army. Bless your heart, my 12-year-old buddy. True. I know a kid with autism and his mom took Tylenol. I think that causes it. True. More Portland violence. Biden, you're going to be okay. You got to outlive Trump. You will. Joe Biden undergoing radiation therapy as cancer care enters a new phase. Spanned 5 weeks and marks a new point in the former president's care. You're going to make it. It's prostate cancer. Prostate cancer doesn't kill anybody. Last month, he had a skin cancer treatment known as Mohs surgery. You're fine, bro. This is the baby's cancer, okay? We need a 950 for Biden to make it through his cancer. 960 and he outlives Trump, guaranteed. Now, less than a 960 doesn't mean necessarily, okay? We're just, okay, this is a freebie, okay. 950. Whew. Didn't Total Biscuit die of that cancer? Total Biscuit had rectal cancer. Prostate cancer is generally considered, I think, like a good prognosis cancer. I think rectal cancer, I think, is generally considered really aggressive, I think. Wait, what the fuck is this? Stop. I think. Oh, I'm gonna look it up. Hold on. Whew. Come on! Let's go. Wait. No, I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready. Come on, come on, come on! No, I don't. Hold on. This one doesn't count. I could tell. Sorry. Hold on. Huh. It's close enough. He'll be fine. 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 What? It's stuck. Hold on. One more. One more. He'll be fine. 960's coming this time. That's it. We take it. He'll be okay. One more. Hold on. One more. We got a 916 here. I can feel it. I feel I got a 916 here. Hold on. I feel it. Fuck. It's in here. I feel it. What? One more. Fuck this broken ass keyboard. My keyboard is broke. It is lagging. It is the USB port. People don't understand. The PS2 port was a superior port. Okay, it injected your keystrokes right into the kernel. Okay, a direct injection. And now we've got these drivers and all this USB cuckery. Okay, you don't know what it's like to have direct access like we used to back in the day. All right, I can't operate with this bullshit. All right, I can't operate with this bullshit anymore. Frogan speaks out about Collargate.
And then Hassan got canceled. For what? Or for Kaya? That's a disaster. I've been seeing that shit all over my timeline. But he cleared his name.
You want me to go and put a certain collar on my body and be like, this is wrong. This is it. Is that what you want me to do?
Dude, the whole shock collar thing was crazy.
Crazy.
It is. I couldn't even be on fucking Twitter today. Every post was about the shock collar gate.
Oh my god, the way
Shock gate.
Whenever I see you on Saturday, or actually no, I'll tell you, I'll text you later. The shit I need to talk about certain people.
I already know who it is. I already know who it is, and I've already seen it.
And you already probably know what I'm gonna say.
I know exactly what you're gonna say.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I literally took a nap to like zone in because I was like, I literally could expose this person right fucking now, but I'm not going to. I'm gonna go to bed.
Tell them.
No, don't
say it.
I would. I just hate shitty people. But yeah, no, the collar gate is.
Yeah, I don't care about her. What is this?
And that's okay. I messaged 2 people about LSF. I messaged Nick Polam and I messaged Asmongold. I asked both of them. I was like, hey, I don't really use Reddit a whole lot, but like, do you think it's a good idea or a bad idea if I respond to a post and be like, oh, I understand where you guys are coming from. I'm sorry. Like, I'm sorry. I should have definitely like spoken about it differently. And both of them reassured me that it's a good idea to not, because I know they're like, they're Reddit people. So I was like, they both said, they're both very nice. And they both said, yeah, don't respond. It's not a good idea. Yes, Asmongold and Nick Polam, because I know those are like the 2 people that I know like participate in Reddit stuff a lot. So I got.
Why do they? It's so.
Got some.
Why do they pretend they're not dating? Why it just seems so cringe, or they have like, it's not like a secret. Like they have like pictures and stuff. It's so cringe. I don't know. Whatever. Okay. Also, I like how Nick. Listen, I love my boy Nick. Actually, I don't know if I love Nick. We don't hate each other, which is basically love in my world. Yeah, I get huge ick vibes. She's a very fake. I feel like she's everything people used to accuse Pokey of being. I don't know. Jesus. Whatever. Cringe. Guy says stuff.
Do you think MSM will change their views on you after this? I feel like you were doing good, making waves in MSM lately. No. If you notice, a lot of the outlets that have like covered this or attempted to cover this without any sort of consideration for like the
from what Reddit is saying,
information or whatsoever, it's been like Fox News, New York Post, shit like that. And it's also so objectively untrue that it doesn't really matter.
So
ultimately.
objectively untrue as I shape reality. Reality is whatever I want it to be.
That even covered it as well. The Hollywood Reporter covered the story, I know. And it's really funny because like they went to PETA, and PETA is like one of the most militant like pro animal rights organizations out there. And it's really funny because it's like PETA is one of the most
he is the paintress. True.
It's really funny because it's like PETA is one of the most militant animal rights organizations. Hollywood Reporter didn't even ask me for it, for you know, my take on it or anything like that, which you're supposed to do. This like what journalism is supposed to do. That's what journalists are supposed to do. And it's interesting. They went directly to PETA, and then PETA fucking PETA straight up was like, he says he doesn't use one, and we really hope that is the case. Instead of just being like, yeah, he definitely uses one, we should kill him or whatever, which is what you would expect normally. But I think it's like low key PETA's been an ally in the past as well.
Okay.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god!
Dude, that shit, it was scary.
That shit was scary. It was painful. Your laugh changed. That's not how I used to laugh. Just to be clear, I laughed like that out of fear of the shock. The shock.
Simple.
It drove fear into me.
Oh God! Oh my God! That scared the fuck out of me! Oh my God! Oh my God! Holy shit! Holy shit!
Now you guys are gonna say real fucking voice. Now you guys are gonna say real fucking voice.
What blows my mind is that Pirates Up. Oh Jesus! Pirates Up got absolutely dogpiled about low voicing, but Hassan does it too. But I guess retarded surfer bro voice gets more of a pass. Dude, my favorite Riz voice Hassan does is when he's doing interviews and he's down here at the most vocal fry Southern California voice that he possibly. Oh my God!
Holy shit!
It's scary, bro. That shit's scary.
Didn't we already watch this?
Citizens, we've pleaded and bargained. Stephen rejected every polite request to lend his face to Sora 2. This morning, he's under arrest. The peaceful way was tried. Now the law will be enforced, so good memes. Citizens, we've pleaded.
Careful, Mizkif is moving in. Oh, V. Okay. Anything else we missed on the news today? This clip on Trump talking about his cognitive test in a vacuum is enough to immediately disqualify him for any public office.
A lot of people, lesson for a lot of people. But I also did a cognitive exam, which is always very risky because if I didn't do well, you'd be the first to be blaring it. And I had a perfect score. And one of the doctors said he's almost never seen a perfect score. I had a
This is like the equivalent of like, you know, I got a 100% on the IQ test. Like, what are we talking about?
a perfect score. I got the highest score. And that made me feel good.
He sounds like a special needs child. Oh, you did great, honey. Perfect. Kill me.
When they asked, would I like to do one? I said, yeah. I said, did Obama do it? No. Did Bush do it? No. Did Biden do it? I definitely did. Biden wouldn't have gotten the first 3 questions right. No, Biden didn't do it.
Like, why is he bragging about this?
Biden should have done it. I'm actually a person that believes that if you're president, you should do a cognitive exam. But the last time I took a cognitive exam, and it was a perfect score. The doctors announced it. And by the way, not the easiest test. The first few questions are pretty easy. Once you get into the middle, it gets a little trickier. And they're
It gets a little trickier? If this is just like a cognitive assessment test, it should be... Aren't these I don't know, I've never taken one before. Aren't these usually like basic questions? Like, can you add 7 going forward to like 100, like going through it? Like, what is the like cognitive test? If you're doing like the neuro, like the nerve test, it's literally just like, can you hold your eye down and or like try to open your eye, or can you like resist my hand? Or it's like, yeah, can you remember? I'm going to say the word run, and then I'm going to say 3 letters, and can you repeat the word run? What does he think he's taking here? Like the fucking Mensa exam? Are you okay? Montreal Cognitive Assessment. Visuo-spatial executive. Begin. 1A. 2B. Wait. Are you just supposed to go to like the next like 2B, 3C, 4D, 5E? Or what does it mean when it says copy bed? Wait, what the fuck? Is this what they did to black people for voting tests? Would I fail this? You literally just draw the bed. What is the point? What is this thing over here? Oh, it's a different question. Oh, sorry. I thought these were the same question. Okay. You just do this. Draw clock. 10:05. I feel like some of these could be pretty hard for, like, do you think a Zoomer or an Alpha person could do that? I feel like these are age biased. Naming. Horse. Lion or tiger? Tiger, right? Has the stripes. And duck. Right? Or goose. I don't know if duck and goose are the same thing. Oh my god. Wait, these tests are kind of hard. Duck versus goose. Geese are larger, have... Holy shit. It's like alligator versus crocodile. What the fuck? Read list of words. Subject must repeat them. Do 2 trials, even if first trial is successful. Do we recall after 5 minutes? Leg, cotton, school, tomato, white. And then you just wait. Leg, cotton, school, tomato, white. 5 minutes. Read list of digits. Subjects to repeat them in forward order and backward order. 2, 4, 8, 1, 5. Okay. 2, 4, 8, 1, 5. And then in backwards order. 4, 2, 7. 7, 2, 4. Okay. Read list of letters. The subject must tap with his hand at each letter A. No points if more than 2 errors. Okay. Serial 7 subtraction starting at 60. Oh my god. Language. Repeat. The child walked his dog in the park after midnight. The artist finishes painting at the right moment for the exhibition. Wow. Donald Trump was killing it on this test. I would actually want to see Trump take this test.
Few questions are pretty easy. Once you get into the middle, it gets a little trickier. And there aren't a lot of people in this room that would get every single question right, I can guarantee.
What a 5 word? I don't remember. School, tomato, leg, cotton, and white. Is cotton and white? Were they both? Wait, I didn't try. I wasn't trying to remember them. School, tomato, leg, cotton, white. Oh, I did. Fuck you. My mind is sharp. I am a Mensa graduate.
You're putting me in a difficult spot now. Next question.
They didn't even take that test. Oh my god. Based. Trump talking about the test in 2019. I feel like we watched this a long
Like
time
you'll
ago.
go person, woman, man, camera, TV. So they say, could you repeat that? So I said, yeah. So it's person, woman, man, camera, TV. Okay, that's very good. If you get it in order, you get extra points. Okay, now he's asking you other questions, and then 10 minutes, 15, 20 minutes later, they say, remember the first question? Not the first, but the 10th question? Give us that again. Can you do that again? And you go person, woman, man, camera, TV. If you get it in order, you get extra points. They said nobody gets it in order. It's actually not that easy, but for me it was easy. And that's not an easy question. In other words, they ask it to you, they give you 5 names and you have to repeat them, and that's okay. If you repeat them out of order, it's okay, but you know, It's not as good. But then when you go back about 20, 25 minutes later and they say, go back to that question, they don't tell you this, go back to that question and repeat them. Can you do it? And you go, person, woman, man, camera, TV. They say, that's amazing. How did you do that? I do it because I have like a good memory, because I'm cognitively there. Now, Joe should take that test because something's going on, and I say this with respect. I mean, it's going to probably happen to all of us.
I didn't know we had to have the order. What was the order? Leg? I don't even remember the words. Leg, cotton, school, white. I don't even remember. And tomato. No, tomato wasn't the last one. Hold on. Wait, I'm seeing it in my mind. Hold on. Let me access my mind. I gotta go to my mind palace. A leg, cotton, tomato, white, school? Were those even the words? Leg, cotton, school, tomato, white. Oh, whatever. Close enough. If you only swap 2, you get bonus points, okay? Oh my God. Wait, what?
United States Secretary.
I haven't seen this at airports, I don't think.
I'm Christine Ohm, the United States Secretary of Homeland Security. It is TSA's top priority to make sure that you have the most pleasant and efficient airport experience as possible while we keep you safe. However, Democrats in Congress refuse to fund the federal government, and because of this, many of our operations are impacted, and most of our TSA employees are working without pay. We will continue to do all that we can to avoid delays that will impact your travel. And our hope is that Democrats will soon recognize the importance of opening the government.
Yo, a lot of TSA people, shout out, apparently watch my shit, because I feel like every time I go through TSA, somebody recognizes me. When I flew out a week ago, no, it was when I was flying out of LA. A TSA guy stopped me and he was like, yo. And I was like, hey, what's up? And he's like, I've got your Buster Sword. I was like, what? And he's like, apparently TSA has a whole like bucket of the stuff they have to throw away when it gets confiscated from people. And he said that he remembered me complaining on stream once. I had a little Buster Sword keychain that got taken by the TSA at LAX. And he remembers like on that day, before whatever I was complaining about it, that they had one of these little keychain things. And he says he thinks he has my thing. And I was like, damn, that's a very obscure reference. I don't know how. It was one of these. I thought it was cute. Aren't you afraid to fly? Apparently traffic controllers are just not coming in. Listen, if you're going to die, I feel like plane crash is basically instant, so.
January 6th.
How about January 6th?
This is
there
the
you
crazy.
go.
I was trying to explain to
What were you
Jim
trying to
Gaffigan
explain? Yeah.
one day. Jim Gaffigan was talking about what they did in January 6th. I go, do you understand that there were paid people that were working for the federal government? There were employees of the federal government that were on that lawn trying to convince people to go in. And he was very incredulous.
Because it's just not true. You're just fucking lying. Nuremberg, this guy as well.
He did not believe it, and I said there are agent provocateurs that is their job to try to get you to do something illegal.
Exactly. So they can build their careers by making
Crazy that there are 50 million videos of everything happening that day. There's like 1,000 websites compiling 50 million videos, and not a single one of these people showed up on camera. Isn't that crazy? That not a single one. The only thing you have is fucking Ray Epps the night before, who's not even saying shit half as horrible as all the other shit that was on camera. Crazy how that works, huh?
these arrests.
Not just that, but demonize the president, the former
100%.
president, to a much larger extent. To charge him with insurrection, to say that he was plotting to overthrow the government.
Yeah, and as it turns out, the only one who was actually plotting to overthrow the government was John Brennan.
What?
How was he plotting to overthrow the government?
In 2015 and 2016 with Russiagate.
Oh,
right. Russiagate. Oh, yeah, we're making up all sorts. I thought that was Obama.
Right.
You know, I remember talking to CIA friends of mine saying, you know, they taught us in training that you've got to follow the evidence. And there's no evidence that any of this happened. I worked with Christopher Steele on an operation in London 26 years ago.
They killed cops. That narrative keeps coming out. It was an insurrection. They murdered cops. They broke into the White House. They were looking for Nancy Pelosi. They were going to kill her. Like, okay, are you sure? Because there's a lot of this story that's bullshit. Now it turns out, at one point in time, they were saying it was 20 FBI agents. Now the latest number is 270.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's huge.
That's a lot of people. It's a lot of people that are encouraging people to break in. And there's many instances of these suspected people that are on camera. A lot of them wearing face masks. There's one of them where a guy's removing the broken glass from the window and encouraging people to go in, and another guy gets in his face and goes, do not do that, and then he pushes that guy, fuck you, and the other guy backs off. How is that not being investigated as a serious crime?
Huh. You're so close. You ape fuck. You're so close. Should really make you think, shouldn't it, huh?
And like that's a serious, it's a violation of what you're supposed to be doing in the first place. If the FBI was on that lawn, I would hope what they would be doing is informing people. Entering into this building is a felony. Breaking these windows, getting into this building
It is a felony. That's why there were people that were arrested and charged and convicted with felonies relating to breaking into the White House. The guy that broke the window initially was a fucking Proud Boy. Yes, this is the guy who broke the window. It is a felony. You're right, you fucking retard. Jesus. We can see him on video doing it. We see him. This is not a mystery. All the footage exists. It's all on camera. Not that it matters. This guy. This is one of the things that I said was really funny, that when I bet Owen Schroyer $5,000 that Proud Boys were the first one into the building because he broke the window. If he would have accepted my bet, I technically would have been wrong. I thought that he hopped in after, but he was the first one who broke in. But I think it's somebody else that goes in after. Good thing he didn't call me on that bet. I don't think he's the first one in. I think somebody else jumps in first. Yeah, there they go. Wait. There it is. He might be a Proud Boy too. I don't know. But he technically, in the worst way possible. Why do lefties like Hassan downplay J6? It doesn't fit with any of their narratives, so they don't give a fuck. They just use it to make fun of Dems or whatever.